Welcome back to our channel. My name is Max.
And I'm Maya.
And we're back from passport hustling, traveling through Europe, traveling to Portugal. We're back in our home, in our studio. And today we just want to sit back and relax and have a nice and warm conversation.
Max's cousin is here,
yes,
helping us out on the
Shout out
countryside.
to Anton. He's helping us out with SAGA at the moment.
The said project, daughter SAGA, they're on a walk while we record this. So that's how we managed to do these videos. SAGA has to be in the arms of somebody else.
Yes. And we are actually talking a lot about SAGA in this video too, but we're mainly focusing on parenthood. We haven't really we made a video on postpartum and all these things in our relationship, but the most prominent thing in our life right now is parenthood and how has it affected us? Yeah.
How has it been?
How has it been? You first.
That's such a huge question.
Yeah.
But SAGA is currently 9 months old, and you fully see her personality. Like, she is a bundle of joy. She loves to smile. She loves to laugh. And she loves to be a drama queen. It's been good. So the issue that I've had to work on since the dawn of time has been patience. I've always been go, 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 like, need things to happen a certain way. But with SAGA, she has her own course, and I have to put my hands up in the air and be like, I surrender, I give up. Like, you win. Let's do things at your pace. So it's been challenging in that respect. But then at the same time, because she's 9 months and eventually she'll be 12 months and my goal is for her to be in daycare, I look forward to, like, I said 1 year, I'm going to get my life. Like, it's going to be like smaller steps. And I'm already taking those steps towards regaining my independence.
So you're saying that I can relate to, you know, you want to do certain things, but it's sort of SAGA who is the drive. Our daughter is the drive in what will happen on a day-to-day basis. The biggest struggle for me in that beginning, I think it's what we do when we are not parents and when we're like talking to our future self. We're making this, like, we declare that we won't be in a certain way. We declare that, I'm gonna be in command. I'm gonna do this. and I think that the problem for me at least, was when SAGA, we started raising SAGA. We're raising her as we speak. But I'm saying, like, when I had SAGA and I was trying to answer an email and she was taking all this attention from me, I realized that I started blaming her in the situation as opposed to
get mad.
As opposed to, like, surrender to the fact that you cannot live your life that way. You have to reprioritize certain things. Maybe not prioritize, but you have to definitely restructure your flow and put that intentions on in a moment when you actually can. But when we're single, when we don't have kids, we are so much more flexible in that sense that we can be in command of all space, all time, at all times. And I remember in the beginning, I was trying to fight that all the time, and that's when it became a really conflicting thing for me. Yeah,
I had the same moment where I had, you know, work that had to be done that spilled over from pregnancy into postpartum, and I was getting so frustrated, and she was the one who was caught in the middle of my frustration because I have this deadline, but she's crying or she's doing something, and I get so frustrated. I'm like, Maya, you need to, like, let this go and accept the fact that there's a baby, you know, calling the shots. And for however long, I don't know, but I'd like to think the older she gets, the more skills she'll acquire, the more she'll be able to communicate. She can articulate that and won't be as frustrated as she seems to be now.
And it kind of hurts the ego as well, right? Because it's like, at least for me, I'm going to speak for myself, but, like, it's like you have this expectation on how things are supposed to be. Like, your life won't change that much. I will be able to answer my emails. I will be able to do these things. And when it doesn't, and you're trying to fight that, it's like you feel like you're losing. But when I got to a point where I started to surrender and just accept the fact that life is different and there's other beautiful things, beautiful elements of this life now, apart from that flexibility, that's when I became more content in the given circumstances. But that was surrender is my main word there, because that was the only thing I could do. And after doing so, it's instead of saying like I'm missing things out, I'm not as productive, just look at it like you are a parent. You are a parent. This is your being. You have all the time to put your attention on her now and see her grow. Like, how beautiful is it that you can see another life develop and in front of your eyes?
Yeah.
That email can wait.
Yeah. Every morning when I wake up, she's changed. Like, we put her down, and I mean, I still like, you know, have interaction with her throughout the night. But when I would look at her in the morning, I'm like, oh, you have more hair on your head, or like, oh, you're making a new sound now. And so I would say that the reason I've been able to like put these things on hold, I justified in my head with she's not going to be this small forever.
Yeah.
And I don't want to regret having missed out on those moments.
So if we talk back to those two parents who were making a video on postpartum in our living room, in our old non-renovated home. And I remember how fragile, I can look back at that person and really what I want to do is just to lay my arms around him and say everything is going to be fine. And that's what everyone else, but that's what everyone else does to you. And it's just like, no, like in that particular moment, like there's nothing that anyone can tell you that will make them feel better about themselves, unfortunately. And I just wish that wasn't the case, because it is what it is. Like things is better. Things are much better.
Yeah.
As I'm speaking right now, I feel way more comfortable in my skin as a parent. I feel even more comfortable as a creative, as a professional. Everything has just gone back to a new subtle, grounded energy in myself as a parent. And that's what I'm so grateful for, the growth of this journey.
Oh, okay.
The result of this growth, yeah.
Okay, so you're grateful for being grounded and being more comfortable?
I'm grateful that life can humble you that much with a child.
Yeah.
That, you know, because there's no excuses, no shortcuts. I don't think there's any other challenge that I've had in my life that has been hands-on growth. Here's growth. Here you go. You have an opportunity to grow and see it in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I think that's, at least for me.
Yeah.
Can you relate to what I was saying, that regardless of people telling you that it was going to get better, that you will be fine, was there a hopelessness in your mind too?
Yeah, for sure. And then I still feel that what needs to change, what this parenthood has taught me, is society is not set up for mothers and babies. Like, that is like the biggest challenge that I noticed. And now that, you know, months have gone by, you kind of forget. Like, I kind of forget like how isolated and down and depressed I was back then. But because I didn't have like my mom here, I didn't have any like friends, cousins. I had very helpful midwives and doulas, but again, they're not familiar. And so of course I decided to give birth at home. Yeah. And home now is in the countryside of Sweden. Yeah. So that was I would say that if I could do it again, I would want to be around family and friends.
So you would if let's say that today you're pregnant. Yeah. And you're like, Max, in about 6 months' time, we're gonna have to relocate. Yeah. Is that what you would say?
I don't know. I think for the next one.
Yeah.
Because I was not, like, you asked me that.
That's what I'm saying. The next one, hypothetically, is there now. Let's play with the thought. There's a baby in there.
Then yes, I would have to go home or have a conversation with family and friends and be like, can you be either at this location or at that location? It doesn't have to be technically Toronto. It could be like Mexico and like family come visit me.
You've sort of like
But I've kind of done it. Yeah.
But you've grown so much in Sweden now. You're starting to get friends all over the place. Like, do you really think that you would have to leave?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because what I'm saying it is because I think it's important to like go back and have that conversation with the past.
You're right. No, I don't think I would have to leave. I would ask my friends who are in the city. Yeah. To come here. Yeah. And they had actually, again, my friends are so awesome, but they had offered to come. Yeah. But because I didn't know them that well, I was like, no, I can't. I'm not in the headspace of hosting. But now that I know, they're so, Anna and Nana are like they're such angels that they get it. And I feel the same way too. Like, if any of my closest friends and family are delivering, like, I want to be there. The circumstances are a bit different because I do have a baby daughter, and like I'm on this side of the world, but I would want to be there, or at least send services like groceries or Uber or something, because I could have a baby here in Sweden with the support of the family
you're
and
not,
friends I have. Yeah, you're
wherever
right,
you go, you create a village.
Yeah,
you have a community wherever you go. It's true. Wherever you go, she creates a community so quickly. And I consider myself a very sociable and outgoing person. She doesn't consider herself that, and she creates a community everywhere we go. If it's Mexico, if it's, you know, wherever we've been.
You do too.
Not in the same extent as you. Like you, yeah.
Do you find yourself getting jealous? I don't know if it's jealousy, but like sometimes you guys are together, and I'm like, I want her. Give her to me now.
Yeah. I think definitely jealousy is such a strong word, but there's definitely a longing. Well, first of all, there's a longing for you, like we talked previously about intimacy and stuff. I have a big longing to find back to our intimacy again, and seeing you sleep with Saga every night but on your chest. There's two aspects of, like, two layers of jealousy. One is that I want to be Saga and be sucking on your boob all night. No, but like be with you the way that she can be with you. But then on the other hand is also like a jealousy from the other hand when I'm like, I wish that I could put Saga to sleep by her resting on my chest. Like, I have Saga, but then as soon as she gets cranky, it's hard for me to like put her down, to like comfort her, to calm down. Like, if she has an accident, whatever happens, it's ultimately you that can calm her down on a different level. So yeah, there's an aspect of jealousy, way more in the beginning, I think, because again, it's a new circumstances. I'm more comfortable with my skin, so I can see past that. But yeah, there's definitely parts of that. And also like coming home, like if you come home from a long trip or the other way around, you're always going to be more happy to see Saga than me. Like, not more, but like it's going to be hit differently. Like, there was a time and place in life where, you know, I was that person that you so badly want to jump on and hug. But that's okay because Saga is part of me too. But I think the ego definitely has an impact on that. You cry.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm sorry. But to be fair, when it was bedtime, I remember from very early on in our relationship, you're like, okay, good night. And then turn his back towards me with his, like in Sweden, you have like your own bed sheet, your own pillow, your own bed. It's just like two beds pushed together. And then you went to bed. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm good night. And then I would go to sleep. So now Saga's my buddy. I think I might feel more of it the older she gets.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily use the term jealous, but when she's having such a good time with you, I'm like, oh, I miss her. I'll take her now.
Funny guy. Make me laugh.
But I will say that's the other thing too. She finds him so funny. And like,
who doesn't?
And I'm like the boob machine. Like, not even. I'm like the nap. Like,
nap means pacifier.
Yeah.
One thing that I really appreciate that I've never seen before is the dynamic, the physical dynamic of me, Maya, and Saga cozying in front of the TV. So when we are like all sitting and watching something on the TV, or like you and I are watching a show and Saga is sitting on the floor. Here's the set evening, the three of us on the couch chilling, and we're gonna unwind, and we're gonna do so with Surfshark VPN, who are the sponsor of this video. Major thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. I personally use them on a daily basis on all my electronic devices, whether it's my TV, whether it's my laptop or my phone, just for security reasons, but they also do expand the range of all your streaming services. So if you have Netflix or Mubi, as I use a lot, you can change to your preferred location to see if that country is showing movies that are not streaming in your current location with just one simple click. So for your chance to get 83% off and 3 months for free, and exclusively of this month, Surfshark is also giving you their antivirus program for free. All you have to do is click in the info box below and use the promo code
Max Maya.
That's a very emotional, like comforting, confirming feeling in Parenthood, and I think it's very necessary also because it's so much like you're cleaning, you're picking things up, you're carrying a baby, so those moments are so reaffirming in that sense, when you get to have that time together, because
it's always like a tag team.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm with Saga, you're doing something.
Yeah.
You're with Saga, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
So it's very few and far between that all three of us are together. Like.
Yeah. I feel like these days intimacy is more defined in moments when you and I and Saga get to have a physical time together, like we sit down and watch TV and that. But
which is not even that
often. But like it's a very reaffirming thing. But on the other hand, what I do miss is sensual intimacy with you.
Yeah.
And because I think that we both have very sexual energy towards each other, and it's something that's prominent in our relationship, but because of the distractions, because of the co-sleeping, because of the exhaustion that we're always feeling, like, and I hate to say that because I feel like it's a stereotype that when you have a child, it's like you're just so exhausted all the time, and I hate that to say that. For me, I feel that stereotype has been,
Are you exhausted?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I am exhausted, and I feel like the sex life is being taken a hit for that exhaustion, and it's a shame because with Parenthood there's new sexual triggers too that are appealed now that I see in you that I haven't seen before.
Okay. When we do have intimate moments, I get a little bit scared after the fact because I'm like, I don't want to do this again right now.
Oh, like so
I get like, it's so funny because we're trying to squeeze in time to be intimate.
Yeah.
And when we do, it's great. But
afterwards you get straight anxiety.
I get anxiety because I'm like, I'm not trying to get pregnant again.
So doesn't that suck?
It does a little bit, but it is what it is.
Not that we're advocates for everyone should have kids and all that, but like, what do you tell someone who's afraid of just that thing?
I think it requires a little bit more spontaneity, because it's definitely not happening when we're going to bed. Like when we're going to bed, we're going to bed.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh,
nap time.
Saga's sleeping.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. As a dad, as a parent, it's been really hard to relate to. I don't know if it's because of my age or initially my age, but I also think that there was a disconnect because when you become a new parent, it's so much focus on that, see that the child is good and that Maya has everything she needs. So I feel like now the past 2-3 months is when I'm really starting to get to know Saga on a deeper level.
So we have this joke. Sorry to interrupt you. Funny guy. From The Office.
Yeah, I feel like exactly.
He's the funny guy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the funny guy that she just wants me so she can laugh.
Funny man. What you got for me? Make me laugh.
I guess this is my life now.
And then she get all the necessities from mommy, like all the essential stuff she gets from mommy, which is food, comfort.
Does that feel? Like
that's what I mean. Like that. I think that's, of course, that's also part of why I feel a little bit disconnected in the beginning, because you don't feel like, again, I think I've been over this before in previous videos, but like, again, you feel like you're just that delivery guy or like the funny guy, and like just like always there to just make her laugh, and then once she's done laughing, once she's done being played with, she's just like, she starts crying like, I can take care of you, Saga, and she's just like, nothing is good enough until she gets mommy. Right. And of course, in the beginning, I think most dads can relate to this. It hurts your ego a lot. It hurts your self-esteem, but you get over it, and it is what it is. I have a whole lifetime with my daughter, and I know that we're gonna be bonding on so many deeper levels. So, and I also know that when Maya is not around, I am top of that hierarchy. So I still get that confirming need from her when you're not around.
Yeah.
Do you feel equally like I feel with the funny guy situation? Do you feel
I feel like, oh, here we go. She's just using me as a human pacifier. Like
every night.
Yeah, so that's going to change. Saga is currently co-sleeping with us, but we are in the process of making a bed for her.
What is co-sleeping?
when she's sleeping with us.
Yeah.
So we're in the process of making a bed for her, and I think her sleeping on her own will also help with her temperament. I don't know. I'm trying. No, maybe not.
She's in denial.
Oh, mom guilt. Yeah, actually, someone in the comments said, mom guilt, what? Like, she doesn't feel any mom guilt when, you know, the in-laws come in to watch. I wonder, though, if you would feel mom guilt if it was if it was in-laws versus your own parents. Like, I don't know if I'd feel as bad if it was my mom. Watching
I don't
SAGA.
I don't feel any.
You don't feel any, but I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I might not feel as bad if it was.
But I don't think I would feel bad if it was your mom either.
Oh, right. Yeah. And I just feel bad that someone who doesn't have that in their day-to-day life has to deal with that.
I feel bad when I'm in the same room as the other person when they're taking care of her. But as soon as I'm out from that room, I'm like, that's your responsibility. Get to know her, because I also want my daughter to be used to I don't want to be that parent who are like, no, like, come to me, because then she'll never get used to being with other people.
She's always with people. I still have the guilt, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like call every 2 seconds to check up.
No,
I don't even call.
No.
I don't even check on her.
That's actually a thing that's good with you, is that once you're out, yes, you have your guilt, but you still don't let that affect your whole world.
I don't have like fears of her being with them. Like, she is okay, but I feel bad for them. Like, are they okay? Is she wailing too much that now they're like... Yeah. Those are the things that I feel bad about. The guilt part.
I'm noticing more and more, and I never thought this when you and I didn't have children, that you were such a mother.
Really?
Yeah, you're a very, like, mother.
How so?
Like, just...
Filipino.
Yeah, I think...
There's that part. Filipinos are mothers, apparently.
Yeah, but I feel like... And I think Josh made a comment also, like, when you had a child, like, oh, I never saw you like this, like the pride that you've shown in being a mother. You remember that? I was more than engaging with kids and stuff. You just like,
oh yeah, that was a
big
shock.
Yeah, you were like, oh, like, not that you didn't like kids, but you were like, didn't understand them.
Yeah, I didn't.
So it was fun. Right? Right? Right, sport? Anyway, you never complain. You never like, oh, you have to take her. Like, it's like, I have to tell you, Maya, give me SAGA. Like, it's like you forget. Like, it's so
I love her. I love spending time with her. She's so much fun. Yeah. She just has all this personality. Like, I could spend, like, we spend days together. It's just when it goes from day to all night to next day, and I'm like, yeah, she's yours. And even then
you're fine after like 5 minutes.
Yeah, 2 hours or something. I'm like, give.
Because Maya wants to have certain days where she works in the office.
I'll say the biggest takeaway learning curve for me is my new appreciation for time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay.
Because you have this being that is growing every day, I now think to myself, oh, it's only 1 to 5 years. I would never say that as a single person who's hustling so hard. Like 1 year? Are you kidding me? I could do like a million things. I can accomplish a million tasks in a year. Yeah. Now it's just like, oh, it's just a year. It's just 5 years.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with, I want her to have the best experience between the newborn to 5 years. And then they say those are the most impactful years of a child's life. And then I can like go back to me and I can baby myself. Unless I have another baby and then they need babying. But yeah, so I have a new appreciation, new concept of time.
I definitely have a new concept and perception of time too. But I'm the opposite of what you feel. I feel like if I was okay with the time when I was single, it's the other way now. Because now I have an extra pressure that I have to accomplish the things that I want so that my family can have the best kind of life. Before she goes into school, before she's, she won't be able to move around and travel. Before she has to establish where she starts to have friends in her neighborhood, friends in school. Because I don't want to move her around then. So for me, I have that. I feel like this time from now till she's 4 or 5 is like like a window for me to like excel
smart.
and grow as much as I can. So time different, but I definitely value time more now, because it's easy to take life for granted. But when you have a child who's literally like growing every single day, physically and mentally, spiritually, it's a reflection of yourself. And I when I see her like growing like she does, I'm reminded that I'm alive. I'm reminded that I am grateful. It's a very spiritual journey.
I called Saga and other babies like baby gods, like, because they're literally whatever plans you thought you had. They come and they're like, it's like God. These little beings are little gods. And they it's make you
creation.
They make you have to face whatever issue you have been putting off. And so like the whole thing with patience and time, like, because before I was just living like boom, 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 boom. Now it's just like, okay, now what would you like, madame? I call her madame. Your Royal Highness. What would you like?
Thank you for this conversation. This was a lot of fun.
I didn't scare you or them off from...
No, I hope that this, us sharing our stories, our experiences are just empowering and helpful in some way, shape or form. We're obviously so happy to share our whole life with you.
Thank you so much for your feedback and your comments. We do read them, so make sure you interact with us. That's the best way.
And subscribe, like, share this video with other people that you might think would like this.
And turn your notifications on.
Yes. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.